Emperor Mark, Grayson. Invincible himself is not the strongest Viltrumite. This isn't just a hot take, it's a breakdown. And yeah, I know some people won't like what I'm about to say, but let's actually look at what happens in the comic. Let's start with Conquest fight. Mark holds his own in the beginning, I'll give him that. But it doesn't take long before he starts using his go-to tactic, grabbing and biting. That's not advanced combat, that's desperation. Conquest, he never takes Mark seriously. Not in the first fight, and definitely not in the rematch. He literally chases down all of them to kill him mid-battle, while Mark gets casually smacked away. You can't call that a 1v1. When Conquest enters the planet's atmosphere to breathe, Mark tackles him during the exhale, triggering a massive explosion. Mark takes that opportunity to choke him out, and even then, Conquest recovers, ragdolls Mark, breaks his back, cracks his ribs, punches a hole in him, and Mark ends up screaming for help. This was never a fair fight. Afterward, Mark proudly says, "I killed Conquest." Everyone believes it, but Nolan and Oliver weren't even there. Nolan says, "Yes, my son killed Conquest," but purely based on trust, not first-hand experience. So this whole idea of Mark defeating Conquest in a clean, equal fight, that's a myth. Then people start claiming Mark surpassed Nolan? Let's break that down. During the Viltrum core sequence, Mark is screaming in pain after ramming through the planet. He's even slow, and Nolan has to pull him up so that it can be at equal speed. And then after that, you see Thetis and Nolan, they have stone faces, pushing through the planet, while Mark is literally yelling. That alone says a lot. And then, there's Anissa. She overpowers and assaults Mark with ease. You can argue Mark wasn't fighting at full strength and he admits that later, but that doesn't change what happened. She dominates him physically without breaking a sweat. So if he supposedly beat Conquest, how does this happen? Let's talk about Alan the alien. He tries to poison the Viltrumites. Nolan steps in to stop him, but he's not fighting to kill. Alan, on the other hand, is fighting to hurt Nolan. Even then, Nolan holds his ground until he freezes mid-fight because of trauma from his past with Mark. That moment gives Alan the opening to injure him, and Alan even says, "How can you stop me when Nolan couldn't?" That line, it confirms Nolan was stronger. Look at every fight involving Thragg. Nolan's always the first to front him. He holds his own, he draws blood multiple times. Thragg even compliments Nolan, says he was the right one to lead in his absence. That's coming from the strongest Viltrumite ever. That's not nothing. Post time skip, things don't get better for Mark. He's sliced in half by Thragg. Eve saves him, sure, and gives him a minor power boost, but it's not enough. Later on, Mark struggles against a hybrid Viltrumite. Nolan even asks if he needs help. In the final battle, Nolan fights Thragg for a long time, and does well, until he's eventually overwhelmed. Mark jumps in and gets slapped around. It's only in the final moments when they're near the sun that Mark uses his favorite move, grab and bite. He latches onto Thragg's neck, literally bites his neck off. Grubba helps, Alan saves him, and that's it. That's how the fight ends. So again, how exactly is Mark the strongest Viltrumite? He's brave, he's determined, he endures, but strongest, that's a title that belongs to Thragg, Battle Beast, Nolan, and Alan, Battle Beast who nearly killed Thragg and had to nerf himself mid-fight. In that sequence between Alan and Mark, Mark seems to have defeated Alan. But then again, we don't know if Alan improved at all. Alan is old in that moment. People say the older a Viltrumite gets, the stronger they become. That's a fucking myth. That's not true. I read the entire comic. There's no wording for that. They become stronger through training, through some form of weird Zenkai, and through adrenaline. That's the only way they get stronger. It's not through the older they get, the stronger they become. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. So there's no proof that Alan got stronger. He's older, and unlike Viltrumites who remain young for a relative amount of time, he might even be weaker than he was before. I think Alan isn't that strong. He isn't that strong. Okay? They hype him up, right? But then when he's face to face with Thragg, he should be able to put up a fight. But bro is never seen. The only time they face each other, Thragg is literally little broing him. Come on now. He's literally telling him that I'll rip your head before you release the virus and shit. While Nolan jumps in, puts up a fight, makes Thragg bleed, while Alan is being made fun of by Thragg. Like, come on now. Come on now. That's it for now. Agree, disagree, drop it in the comments. Just keep it grounded into the story. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Oh, and God bless you all. Have a great day. Remember, Jesus loves you.